Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, just few minutes ago, they announced their new interest rate decision, so 25 bps, like many were expecting. Some others said, nothing will happen. Obviously, it for me at least, it was clear 25 bps would be on the table just because inflation is still there. So, and as mentioned, I mean, central bankers also know inflation comes in waves. So, yeah, it was expected. They used the opportunity a little bit to lift up the price. You can see what is happening, and yes, some people are saying, "Hey, we will pump." To be honest, I was recently a little bit short-term bullish, indicating before we did the dump, where I said 32 would be possible, but we didn't. And instead we retested 30,000 and we went down, and everything looks like we are going to go down, because this year what they did just a few minutes ago, they placed an order with almost 400 bitcoins there, and then the price started to lift up. I was checking if they did something with spot, and yes, partly it was spot, but the main driver was futures. They were longing to push up and to trigger the sell order. That's extremely bearish. If they need to manipulate, or at least if they need to push up the price with futures to trigger their sell orders, that's not bullish. I mean, why to do that? I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. So I didn't check what happened before, but at least this one I was live just front of the screens, checking what they are doing, and well, it was actually for me very interesting. So in my opinion, in the next few hours we should have here something that's going to show us if up or down, because we are still in this channel. We started to go up. We have here resistance. We have here a trend line that's, an ascending trend line. It's, I guess, very clear what pattern that is. We went down, we went up, we went down, retested, up. Well, it's not okay again, because that's just looking like crap. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So every single time, once we were rejected here, then here, once again they triggered sell pressure here. So usually I would expect maintain here, maintain, maybe make this and then go down. That would be something I would expect, without that we have checked the remaining data, because that's going to, I hope at least, give us the effect of, oh, okay. And that's what we are going to do now. We are going to check the whole market, the on-chain data and liquidity, because at least there something is happening. We will need to check that. At the same time, just, I don't know, some people are saying that they can't see or watch my analysis. I guess they are free subscribers. I obviously, also today it's not going to be, or I will not provide any stuff for free. It's because we don't have any initial comment today. That's the only part that's for free. Everything else is for paid subscribers. So we need to, just in case, if you know someone that it's paid subscriber and he has some problems to receive these analysis, just please tell him to DM me on Twitter, or obviously also on Substack to send me mail and to let me know, because then I will check that. But so that's it. Let us go forward and check what the market is going to do with us. So first of all, our weights ratio 1-day time frame now declined from 51 to 41. That was at least yesterday, and that explains why the weights ratio 30 days moving average declined here. It's crazy. It's really crazy, because I don't know why. It really looks like they are. We could use TA here as well. Why to bounce exactly here? Doesn't I mean. But well, it is what it is. The question is, will we go down a little bit more and then more up? That's the big question. Anyway, 41 also indicating it reduced like we had just before. And every time they reduce, usually when it starts to reduce, usually it's just indicating that they are, the whole dump preparation or sell preparation is completed. And next would be at least the sell operation. If we go forward and we check the weights ratio 1 hour time frame, it looks a little bit different. Finally, we have just, we as you see, we leave the 90%. That was extremely high. So since yesterday evening, we started to decline. We are right now at 85. Still relatively high, but indicating it gives us a little bit more space to the upside. And you can see it's because the weights ratio 1 hour time frame declined once here to 65. It was declining here and then it pushed up once again. So also here indicating it looks still like distribution. While the net flow, at least on CryptoQuant, he is not indicating anything big, just indicating here some the net flow is really tiny at the moment, so not indicating anything. While the price was lifting up with the stablecoin reserve, and the stablecoin reserve is now declining with the weights ratio 30 hours, 72 hours. No, it's this. Jesus. I changed that and I forgot. It's actually the same, almost the same, but I forgot to save. Now it makes more sense because it's the 70 hours moving average. Anyway, as you see, we are now away from almost 90. We are going down, but also here the stablecoin reserves declining, indicating they are cashing out. And yeah, that's it. Let us go forward. So let me refresh. 5.2. Yeah, now we are receiving more. Miners are extremely active, sending more and more and more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. That's something that let me think a little bit, because I don't get why miners are selling that much at the moment. And to be honest, they in the past they had a very good orientation when it came to the timing and levels to sell. I'm wondering why they are selling at that price, 31, 32, 29. I don't know. Maybe just because, they need, it was last year extremely, it wasn't easy for them, but I mean, we didn't just state 1 year at 16K, so I really don't have a clue why these guys are selling that much. We will check later on. We are talking really about every single day, almost every single day, between 5 to 8,000 bitcoins. That's big. So that's the big question. If maybe it's just a handshake deal between miners and some others, and they are doing it just on centralized exchanges, but never heard about that. Usually they use over-the-counter trades. So I don't know, to be honest, but you can see in the last 7 days we are maintaining every single time they are absorbing part of it. You see then later on another 1,000 bitcoins coming in, and you say, what the fuck, what is going on here? So yeah, it doesn't look that great, to be honest. You can see that the red is lifting up more and more and more. At the moment, nothing where we would say, oh, that's big, that was big, even that was big. And that's the big question, if everything here was distributed or if they are still maintaining. That's a big question. We see here, for example, we were receiving, they started to distribute. So while the price is lifting up, they are distributing and distributing, and that's what they are doing. While obviously the Bitcoin balance on centralized exchanges is lifting up. Nothing big. We are not talking now about 70, 80 or 120k Bitcoins, but it's a trend. If we go forward, we can see that, for example, here we received almost 700 millions in fiat. Usually we receive that fiat on centralized exchange to, related to future trading, but also to buy spot. The same here, crypto, 1 billion inflows in the last 24 hours. If we compare, we have once again a plus in fiat to the outside, indicating they are cashing out, they sold more or they took profit, whatever. And less crypto, 700 here, 1 billion here. Once again, red, indicating it's a bearish balance here. If we check here, USD in the last 12 hours, 550, USD here, 700, bearish. BTC 450 in, 270 millions out, bearish for Bitcoin. XRP 50 millions in, 22.5 millions out, bearish for XRP. ETH, I don't know. Well, and PAX. PAX is, as you know, from Paxos, the stablecoin, and that's almost it. The fear and greed is lifted up by 1 point. It's now but still neutral. And today it's also very interesting. The stablecoins almost they are red, while Bitcoin and Ethereum at least a little bit more green. Dodgy extremely. Oh, now USDT is green again. Dodgy extremely red here. And well, I would say it's a very neutral day. Here 3 billions, nothing big have changed, just only spot volume is declining more and more and more. Minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, and so on and so forth. So nothing big changed since yesterday here, unfortunately. One thing changed, that the sell pressure by whales is declining. We had yesterday almost 56%, now we have 53%. While TUSD is losing more and more and more, it seems, in in strength when it comes to the pair breakdown. BTC USD with 8.5% lifting up a little bit, and BTC USDT 49%. Exchange breakdown, Binance still king, and nothing have changed here. So really absolutely unchanged. Nothing else happening here. Do we see here something that's today? Yeah, that's recently, or it happened, well, but it's delayed. Anyway, let us go forward. So when it comes to futures, we see that the funding rate is lifting up, the trend at least, while the aggregated funding rate is null, so nothing special. While it seems we liquidated yesterday, we liquidated those longs, so it means that's why, okay, it's delayed. It's also interesting. That's why the open interest and leverage ratio declined. So we liquidated a lot of high leverage longs, The big question at the moment, I don't see if we are, I guess we are accumulating high leverage shorts at the moment. I guess so. I'm not sure. Binance is indicating it's overlonged, but we will check. Anyway, yesterday it was really calmy. We liquidated here almost 140 bitcoins in shorts and only 38 bitcoins in longs. If we now go to blockchain whispers, we can also here see that something is changing. At least longs reduced a little bit, while shorts are coming in a little bit. Still in favor of long, 64 to 36. So it's, in my opinion, a bearish balance, because usually the market like to liquidate those who are, well, in that case, who are leading the long short ratio. Same is happening to Ethereum, so relatively close each other. And here on Bitfinex, nothing happened since yesterday. Short still at 27 millions, long still at 2.7 billions. So really absolutely nothing have changed. I have refreshed here the Kingfisher chart, so it's the current one. We lifted up by 30 millions in the scale, and we see we received a lot of low leverage shorts. It's obviously here more on the short side. We could liquidate easily those high leverage shorts here between 29,500 to 30,400, or even go a little bit higher to 31. So that would be possible, means we could push up very hard from here, 1,700 bitcoins with $1,700 without any problem to liquidate all of them. But it seems someone is protecting at the moment 29, maybe also because of the max pain, so related to options. That could be one scenario that we will maintain until Friday at the current price levels, then push up, distribute, and then go down once again. Would be possible. We need to see. Anyway, that looks here related to Kingfisher. Once again, we are talking here about Binance, BTC, BTC USDT. It's absolutely different to what blockchain whispers is indicating here, right? So yeah, I don't know why and what Kingfisher is really just indicating here, but it is what it is. Okay, let us go forward. So if we take a look to options and we start with Gamma, we see that bulls still demanding 30k. That's what they are doing. They are demanding. We are breaking right now the resistance area at 29.3. Looks good. We need to see what's happening if we go and push up more, retesting and pushing up to 29.7. We need to see what's going to happen then. But 30k wouldn't be that far away, so 30k on the table looks solid. Otherwise, then if we break this 131, as mentioned, just we have a lot of shorts just waiting there, so it wouldn't surprise me, and that is, yeah, that's what's happening. So 29.5 is where we are right now, and they are just liquidating now high leverage shorts. That's what's happening right now, as expected a little bit. So 29k is where still bears wants to see the price, and 30k would be the resistance area, support area here at 28. The GAX is at 150k. It's obviously more on the positive side, indicating always we can go a little bit more lower. It gives us at least more space to the downside than to the upside. Here nothing have changed. Our max pain until this Friday is still at 29k, And if we go forward, we see that we received a lot of bear diagonal spreads with calls. Usually bearish, we need to check. Bull call spread, also a lot. It's bullish custom strategy, a lot, and bull diagonal spread. So almost in hands of bulls, even here, for example, long risk reversal. That's like the future long, also indicating that's really bullish what they are doing. So we need to see what's going to happen here. We start with a bear diagonal with calls, and we check here. Wow, 1 million here, for example. Wow, that's extremely bullish. They are indicating for next year at least, indicating 45-50k. Usually indicating it's the bear diagonal spread, indicating we should maintain a price below 45k, but it is bullish. If we check here, 38, 34, 30, wait, no, 34, 31, so indicating we should maintain until end of September price below 31, below 32, below 32. So yeah, indicating we should maintain the current price levels. Yeah, and that's mainly it. Everything else looks like retail. Bull call spread, it's bullish. We check the bull call spread. I mean, even the bear diagonal spread wasn't really bearish. And now we check here, for example, the bull call spread. If we check here, that's the big one, indicating until end of June next year, we will see a price between 40 to 55, while more a tendency of 55 and even break up the 55, because that's what the main bet is here. Until end of the year here, someone is making a bet of 35 and push up above of 35. That's what they are indicating, for example, here. So custom strategy, if we check the custom strategy here, let me check. We have here, for example, a big one indicating they both calls 33 and calls 35. Expiry is December 29th this year or March 29th next year. Yeah, also indicating it seems that they are expecting to see a price between 33, 35 and maybe even breaking the 35 and going more up. Let me check if we have something more here. Wow, that's a multi-leg. They both here 2240. Okay, that's a huge range. Obviously, it's not really. Wow, we have here a lot of multi-leg strategies. So also here, let me check. Both sold 29, 30k. That's what they sold, and 2240 also the same, just indicating 22. I'm a fan of the 22 because I think that's what we are going to do. But 40 maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and that's almost it. Then bull diagonal spread, the bull diagonal spread with calls, not with puts, with calls. It's just one single trade here, also indicating until end of December and end of March next year we should see a price between 40 and 50k and even pushing up above of 50k. So a lot of bullishness here. There are even on Twitter, I'm reading a lot, many institutionals. That's something that let me struggle, because institutionals usually don't give you a good overview about their strategy when they are saying, yeah, it's extremely bullish because something is wrong here. But well, I'm not saying anymore because it doesn't make sense for me just to, I'm just receiving some hate DMs. I don't care anymore. So just trade carefully. That's the only thing. Have realistic, really realistic expectations of this market. It's just the only thing I can tell you. So that's it from here, and we are going now directly to the next chapter. So if we take a look, for example, here we see we are here doing exactly the same. Obviously it was looking like, hey, we are breaking now, we have the breakout, and once again then they are triggering sell pressure. Now we are below the resistance level again, and that's just really what they are doing is once again a pure reg market stuff. So just to show you what they are doing here, that's what they are doing. That's what we are playing over and over again. Break, rejected, break, rejected, break, and every single time we break, they trigger sell pressure. So usually indicating that should end in that way. But it wouldn't surprise me if we are going to make a bull trap first, because we have high leverage shorts to liquidate them. You see what BUSD is doing. BUSD is doing absolutely something different to Tether, for example, Tether on Binance or Tether aggregated. USD maintaining, just pushing up, then declining, so not doing anything. Even here, stablecoin futures lifting up, while coin margin contracts almost not doing anything. So also here we see that TUSD is even declining. They are selling more than buying, while BUSD doing exactly the opposite, just pushing up. Bitfinex not doing anything. The trend is even more down. Bybit, I mean, look. I mean, they pushed up. They triggered here the sell pressure, and immediately the volume lifted up here like crazy. That's Coinbase. You see what Coinbase is doing. So they both here the little dip. They started here to sell at a price of 29,200, so indicating it was actually the same price where they started to buy. So a little bit lower than DCA. So just at, let us say they both big here, for example 28.8. Well, it's okay. Risky trade in my opinion. I can't imagine that they are going to make huge money with that, but okay. Anyway, also here more in the distribution part. Then we have here Bitstamp almost not doing anything. Kraken lifting up big. Kraken, I would say, is even one of the main drivers right now, because we are talking about almost 500 bitcoins in CBD. That's crazy for Kraken. I mean, and Gemini declined and now lifting up, but nothing big as usual. Then we have here obviously our, here we, as you can see, 45,000. Well, it's the big question. Yeah, it's more on the long side. They are pushing up with longs a lot. And if we now refresh that side here, yeah, it's almost everything positive here. That's crazy. Kraken negative, coin margin, so they are more on the short side. OKEX as well. OKEX here even in stablecoins the same, but Kraken here it's positive. Bybit, BitMEX, and Binance also positive here. Also here positive. So yeah, they are demanding more longs at the moment. So that's what they are doing. Now, I'm tracking all the time the supply on exchanges, stablecoin. If we are receiving big amount of stablecoins, we are not receiving big amounts of stablecoins. Only on Tether we received those 83 millions. That's what we can see here. And even here on USDC, nothing big happening. Really, absolutely nothing big is happening. It looks really strange. And something big is going to happen once again. So if we check here now, we can see, for example, oh, come on. Hello, thanks. We see retail is lifting up, declining. The trend is down, lifting up. When this guy is down and this guy is up, usually they are shifting, and nothing here. So if we go forward now, we can see July 24th, that was 2 days ago, so means Monday, we received 7,000 bitcoins by miners. Yesterday, 8,600 bitcoins by miners, and today at the moment 5,600 bitcoins by miners. It's not the same like we had just before, because we were talking here about 17, we were talking about 18.5, for example, but it's strange. It's really strange why they are selling that much at the moment. I mean, we are talking here about last week, for example. It's really strange. So, yeah, fund holdings reducing not that much. I mean, once again, since here that was they reduced by almost, let us say, 1,000 bitcoins. So nothing. Oh God, CryptoQuant really. If we take a look here, yeah, it matches very well. They are using more futures. That's why here the curve is declining, indicating that the futures volume is pushing up. And yeah, that's it. So if we check here, we see, and just check here the volume delta. We have here right now almost 100 bitcoins negative, indicating that on Coinbase they are on the selling side. And they still are waiting at 28.5. Let us check. Yeah, 28.5. But something is telling me, at least on Coinbase, they are expecting something. But because all those buy orders are relatively new. I mean, we are not talking about, but it's 48, 43, 60, 48, 50. I mean, I don't know, but I would say almost 1,000 bitcoins just waiting there, or liquidity to buy 1,000 bitcoins. And it doesn't make sense to me why they are doing that recently. Like they are expecting something huge. But, I really don't know. Anyway, if we keep checking that here, now we have a new candle. We will see if it's going to go up or down. But I guess something big is going to happen very closely, so very soon. Anyway, here we are talking about 28.5. On Bitstamp, we can see that they are also waiting in 28.5, but also here waiting at 27.5, also bringing some liquidity there. Nothing to the upside, at least nothing new. Now BTC USDT, you can see that we retested finally those 29.5, and I guess we will go up to 29.5 only if we start to break 29.5. We can go up, but a lot of liquidity waiting there, or at least a lot of sell orders waiting there. So if we want to push up, for example, to 30,400, yeah, it would be a little bit easier to push up than to go down, but we need to see. Also here completely different. While Coinbase sold almost 100 bitcoins more, on Binance BTC USDT they bought 140 bitcoins more. It's also very interesting. Anyway, also here you can see a lot of liquidity waiting, just indicating like 28.5, 28 could be maybe the their level where the price will bounce. Then we need to see maybe the 32, but then everything was just a bear trap. BTC TUSD was, for example, here with almost 10 bitcoins in red, indicating that they sold just 10 bitcoins more than they bought. Also here just bringing some sell orders, but at the same time 28.5. 28.5 is well protected at the moment. BUSD did the opposite. They both 8 bitcoins more, so it's just the opposite of what TUSD pair did. And also here the next one would be 28.5, a lot or at least more liquidity between 28.5 and 28. Bitfinex BTC USD, nothing at the moment, just absolutely nothing. OKEX, also nothing. Kraken is reinforcing 30k, and at the same time also still waiting between 28 and 28.5. On KuCoin, they are waiting at 28.4 or something between 28 and 28.4. And BitMEX removed a lot of liquidity at 28.4. Also very interesting why they are bringing some sell orders now at 32, 31, and so on and so forth. Now derivatives, we start as usual with Bybit BTC USD. Longing, now BTC USDT, shorting, also very interesting. Shorting more, that's the volume delta. Just by the way, if you see here candle, it's red and the other one is green, indicating one had a positive volume delta and here negative volume delta, indicating they were shorting here more than longing. BTC USDT, for example, also here longing with a huge delta of, oh, that's crazy. That's what I mean. I mean 10% of the whole volume. That's crazy. Well, not of the whole volume, 5% of the whole volume, right? Almost, a little bit more, 6%. But 2,660 bitcoins in long, indicating they pushed up more with longs. These fucking assholes are just fooling again. They are pushing up with futures and triggering their sell orders. That's bearish, like fuck. And the question is why? What? Something, we are missing something. It smells like they know something. I don't know. 29.8 and 29.7. I mean, like she said, making just really strange comments, you know, like, hey, loss is loss, it's real, and a stablecoin doesn't mean to be stable, so what the fuck are you telling us? Okay, then be straight, say something, but what the fuck is at the same time listening a new fucking stupid, shitty stablecoin and promoting the TUSD trash on your own exchange? So, I don't know. Here a lot of liquidity waiting too long. Here some liquidity, or at least, yeah, some liquidity to short at 29.7, for example. Here a lot, as mentioned. I mean, that's crazy. Now BTC BUSD, they longed here as well, 112 bitcoins. Well, I mean, yeah, they don't have a big volume anyway. Bitfinex derivatives, here we see that they are also very interesting, waiting between 30,400, so to liquidate all the high leverage shorts, and then we would have 28.5 once again, maybe to liquidate the high leverage longs then. Now Kraken futures Kraken was, for example, here just not big. Well, shorting much more, for example. Let me check what. That's also interesting that they were just shorting while Bitfinex was longing, but nothing. So let us say it was neutral. OKEX was longing more. Oh yeah, a lot more. 10,389. That's really crazy. So the main push came from OKEX? Wow. Didn't expect that. KuCoin. KuCoin. Oh my god. KuCoin was also not that huge, but it's not, you can't compare that with OKEX, but okay. Anyway, also on the long side. And finally Deribit, and Deribit also here, also not that huge, but also here longing more than shorting, and that's almost it. Let us go forward. So if that's actually, I guess maybe my trend line has to go a little bit higher, then it would make sense with this part here. If we check what they are doing, once again we pushed up, once again we failed, once again they triggered sell pressure, and that's what we are seeing the whole day. So that's what we are doing all the day, while as we know at least that these guys were just, for example, pushing the price more with futures, and the main pressure came from OKEX and also from Binance. But we also know that Coinbase is at the moment more on the sell side, distributing spot. It's also very interesting. It's okay. So means we can go a little bit more up. That is the trend line. We got rejected once again, and we need to see what's going to happen here. You see, I mean, everything really looks more bearish, because usually that ends in that way. Usually only if that's pure shit manipulation it will go that way. But at least on TA it's an ascending trend. After such a dump means usually we will end in that way. And we need to see, because you know that matches very well also to the 1 hour time frame. Ascending triangle, it's usually bearish, and where we should break, and when we break, maybe go directly to 28.8, when then we can go up once again and maintain, and just go and maintain that channel, go a little bit more down until we reach 28.5. That in that case, that means we should be there this Saturday, and then maybe push up. That's something we need to see, but at the moment it is what it is. So we need to be careful, because when these guys are using futures to trigger their sell positions, that's not bullish at all. Absolutely not. So I would be extremely careful here. But that's something I'm telling you every single day. And I have the respect. I really need to say I have a big respect that you are trading this market. I stopped to trade, and I'm happy that I did that, because for me this market is absolutely not attractive at all. I don't have the time to spend all over the time just to check the chart if I'm missing any level or whatever. So that's absolutely not attractive at all for me. It looks very fishy. just to be honest with you. It looks really fishy. And when something looks really fishy, what I like to say, when something looks like shit, smells like shit, usually it is shit. So that's my last comment for today. Big love. We will see us tomorrow. Your Inspo.